Marisol, not her real name, but a 19-year-old U of A student, was terrified that she'd go to prison for shoplifting a $45 shirt. The arraignment lasted all of 4 minutes. The judge entered a not guilty, released her, scheduled diversion, and she later told me that the scariest part was the wait in line for security. Now, I want to talk a bit about common misconceptions versus reality of arraignments. Let's bust 5 myths that I hear every week about arraignments in Arizona. The judge decides if I'm guilty at arraignment, and that's just not true. The reality is that the job is administrative for the judge. They record your plea, they set future dates, and they make sure that the process is constitutional. Questions of guilt and innocence come months later in plea negotiations or at trial. I need to say a lot to defend myself. The reality is that you only confirm your name and your date of birth. Your lawyer handles every substantive issue. Less is more. Silence is safety. We're going to argue evidence today. No. The evidence fights start after arraignment. The clock for disclosure, when the police reports, body cam, lab results, etc. are going to get sent over from the state. That begins once the not guilty plea is entered at the arraignment. Myth 4, not in Arizona. Unless the judge explicitly excuses you in advance, your personal appearance is mandatory, as long as we're talking about felony court. In many lower courts, misdemeanor courts, the truth is that you can have your lawyer show up instead of you. But if we're talking about arraignments, the kind of arraignments that I've been describing in this video, we're talking about felony arraignments, and you are going to need to come to court for those felony cases unless the judge has previously given you permission to miss court, or an emergency arises that the judge is going to find warrants your absence. But if you miss your court date, you risk an immediate bench warrant. So be in communication with your lawyer and make sure that you're calendaring your dates. Myth 5. This myth is one that really gets to me, bothers me, because it's so not true. The reality is that public defenders take the same bar exam that I did. They follow the same ethical rules, and they appear before the same judges. Show them respect. They fight hard with limited resources. The bottom line is that arraignments are procedural, not dramatic. Knowing these truths keeps the days short, your stress levels low, and your rights intact.